shuts like a Defender. Windy windows. Td5 guys. Yeah, hello and welcome back to the channel. It feels like a little while since I've done a vlog. I've not been very well and I've been very busy myself as well. The workshop's really busy. We will have a look around the workshop later to show you what we've got in. But today we've got a Td5 90 in that we tuned that didn't go on the dyno. We tuned it, it didn't go on the dyno. Customer wasn't really bothered about going on the dyno. To stage one, just after COVID. Yeah, a couple of years ago. Do you remember COVID? Yeah, so, right. Well, we're going to dyno the vehicle exactly as it is. It has had, since the stage one mapping, it has had an alive ultimate intercooler and an aftermarket exhaust. So it might make a little bit more than what we thought a stage one would do. As always, we're going to show the results on the dyno. That's what we do here. Yes, that is what we do here. So stick with us. Let's see what this one can make. And we're going to be tuning this one to suit a standard turbo, an alive ultimate intercooler and a sports exhaust. So we're going for sort of stage 2/3. It's a working vehicle. It tows most of its life. So yeah, stick with us. Let's see what we can do. Oh yeah, and let's not forget, we're doing the job using the power flash cable. So the tool that you can use to flash alive tuning remaps on your Td5. That's what we're using today. Wow. And yeah, it's cool to see one of these little Madmans in a Defender. I've not seen this generation of Madman before, all sorts of colours and stuff on the dash. Works quite well. Works quite well, but not quite as well as an alive power flash. So let's have a look at the vehicle. So just having a look for some codes. Nothing in there that's going to give us any bother. What data we're going to look at today? Engine RPM, coolant air inlet, manifold. Did already check. Let it slip. I have already helped check this. The map sensor's good, so just going to look at that data. So we'll go straight to the live dashboard, and there we are. Look. So I'll put some temperature into this one because it's a little bit cold at the minute. I'll put some temperature into this and then we'll get on with some power testing. We'll see what it makes with the old stage one done about 3 years ago. So yeah, never went on the dyno back then, but we're upgrading today. We're going for some more power. So let's see what we can do. Just take the brakes off the dyno. Have a look at the wheels, make sure they turn. I do like to check the straps after the vehicle's moved a little bit. Yeah, this back one here wants a little bit of a tightening. Feels like a stage one. It's actually quite smooth on the dyno, this one. Quite smooth, yes. Look, almost no vibration from the steering wheel. Steering wheel's not straight, but yeah. Right, so we're up to temperature now with the engine and we're ready to do a power test. So we've got the fan on. Fan's going, so let's see what this can do. So remembering stage one mapping, but it's got the mods for stage 3, so let's see what it'll do. Off we go. So, oh, we need to make a correction to the rundown. To the, sorry. So there's your stage 1. Well, that is a very strong stage 1. Intercooler obviously doing an awful lot of the lifting there. Definitely doing a lot of the lifting. So we'll press on, some more mapping. I've got a feeling this is going to be a very strong result when we are done on a stock turbo. Right, so we have the map going on now, and also got something else here. What's this? Yeah, a new Alive tuning product to work alongside the Alive Power Flash. Yeah. Get this map flashed and we'll show you a bit more about this. Right, so Power Flash is already plugged in. What we would do from here is try and look at the screen without getting a reflection. Yes, so 10AS, here we go. Let's read the 10AS. So this is a new product we've got on the market, which is probably just about, by the time this video goes out on the website, the Alive Tuning website, it will connect to, as you can see, the Alive Power Flash, and it will allow you to do modification, really, to the 10AS. So just reading that, as you can see at the moment. And then you've got the option to do lots of different things, make changes yourself. So yes, and on a Td5 Defender. So there's some information straight away. And already we've got some details on the 10AS. So as you can see, I cycle through, there's so much information on there, and you can make changes to this and write it. We do recommend that before you do anything, you save a copy of what you do in case you make a mistake and you want to go back. So underneath the tools, you can look at all of the information that you can look at. So yeah, test your outputs, of course, make sure door locks work, code, immobilizer fobs and all that kind of stuff, all that goodness. So available on the online shop. So right, let's go back to the job, so which is the 90, and yeah, let's just have a look. It made some really good power for just a stage 1. Yeah, we don't usually see that for a stage 1, but this has a Alive, excuse me, ultimate intercooler and a free flowing exhaust. So yes, a sports exhaust, that's what we will call it. So yeah, I've already reflashed the map. So we expect to see about 195 horsepower maybe now, 420 newtons of torque. We'll see what it makes. We'll show you. We'll come along for the ride. So what we'll do is we'll just put a little bit more temperature back into this 90. I'm just bringing up some data at the moment, some live diagnostics. So I'm actually using a new version of software for the Power Flash at the moment, and the refresh rate on the live data is a lot faster than usual. So nice and cool intake temperatures as well. Obviously the Alive Ultimate Intercooler is really good at doing what it does, and it cools, what does it do? It cools your turbo charge down. So yeah, just watching the coolant temperature come up a bit more, and we'll do a run. So in the background on the dyno graph, which I will show once I've done a run, will be what the car came in with, what it made when it came in, with our stage 1, a very strong stage 1. But like I said, the intercooler doing a bit of lifting there, and what I mean by doing a bit of lifting is the intercooler is a very efficient piece of kit, and it just naturally, if you fit one of these ultimate intercoolers to a Defender that has got a standard map, it will make a little bit more power and torque. Right, so here goes our first run with the new map. Wow, that is certainly an interesting result. Definitely an interesting result at the top of the graph there. So we made a little bit less power, more torque, definitely more throughout the range there, a lot stronger there, but what's going on here? What's going on here? I'll have a look at the log. We might need to make a revision to the map. Let's see what we can do. Right, so after another run and an adjustment to the mapping, we've got back the power that we did have, and we're going to, excuse the WD-40, we're going to make another adjustment to the mapping. I mean, we're gaining phenomenal amount of torque throughout the whole range. It's so much stronger. Just want to find perhaps a little bit more up top there, just so it carries on revving out. Not an awful lot, but just a little bit more, just so to stop it from feeling flat at the top there. But yeah, going well, this one. It is a working vehicle, like I say. Both the customer and I are very surprised with the initial 185 horsepower, well, 184 horsepower first dyno pull, which, you know, for a stage one, which is this curve here, the red one, really, really good. Done back when we opened back up just after COVID. So one of our first customers that came back to us. So yeah, it's that time of day where we're partly way through the job. And what we do like to do is say what is in the workshop. So we've got a very poorly Mini in for a head gasket repair. You all know what this is, whose this belongs to. We've got Des having some winter preparation, so Martin's racing series has finished for the year now. We've got Will on with this little 90. And yeah, he's been pretty busy with this. Suspension, GTB 450, so this one will be on the channel a little later on. Just turn the radio down. We've got Brom on with a clutch in this one, I think. I'm sure it's in for a clutch, so yeah. Busy shop today. There's a couple of jobs outside as well, and those are for me later this afternoon. But yeah, have you been watching this car on YouTube? Hopefully you have, if you're a Land Rover fan. If you're not, it might be something that you like. Right, so we've yet another revision to the mapping, and we're going to test it now. What I've got in the background is the best graph we've had so far since the retune, so we'll have a look. Let's see how we can do. Right, that is starting to look more like it, yes. And the mapping that we've just done here was happy with the bottom end of the rev range. What we wanted to do was just stop the power from flattening off a little bit. So not getting a massive amount of power. Again, the customer with this one here, he is not looking to make massive power. He just wants a good amount of power, usable, and that's usable, safe and clean. So yes, so quite happy with what we've done here. I am going to try one more revision to the map, whether it will make it better or worse. We will see, we will figure that one out. but the results so far are looking good. Again, on a stock Td5 turbo, running, for those that are interested, 1.4 bar of boost. So not too much, nothing stupid, nothing over the top, nothing that's weak, you know, a good amount of boost, but within the capability of a stock Td5 turbo. We've run them a bit harder before, but again, this is a working truck, so proving that we're doing tuning to suit the customer's application, custom tuning to suit your needs. Let's get on with that other revision. Right, let's try this. Try one more revision to the mapping to see if we can be better or worse. Will it smoke more? Will it smoke less? Will it make more or less power? Let's find out. No different. But interestingly, a bit of smoke. So, and if you just did hear a beeping, that was the Madman, the alarm going off on the Madman as we reached 750 C exhaust temperature. So, just looking at the graph now, waiting for it to stop. A little bit less power, so 188 and a similar amount of torque. So I think we'll flash back to the other map, the map that we did before this one, and we will keep that one on the vehicle. Right, just realised that last run that smoked didn't turn the extractor on. Right, we'll go again, folks. Yeah, I'm human as well, you know. I'm looking at the figures and I'm looking at the smoke. I'm like, it shouldn't smoke that much. Anyway, right, let's do another run. So we'll repeat that. We'll load the background, our best run, and off we go. You can come with me. Let's follow Stu for the day. Right, this door shuts like a defender. I said that in the last video. Right, start it up. Yep. So, in case it wasn't clear enough, that last revision that I did, it was off camera and it smoked a bit. And, you know, we are inside a building, there's no air travelling down the side of the car. I thought, I don't really like that, there's too much smoke. And I've not turned the exhaust extractor on, so we will, before I flash back to a previous map or make any big decisions, we'll try another run. So it's definitely an awful lot stronger at the top of the range. Small gain at the bottom. So, we gained 1 brake horsepower at the expense of quite a bit of smoke. There was still some smoke, so I think we will not use that map. We'll go back to the other map that we made that was really, really clean. Still made 190 horsepower. So yeah, 1 horsepower for a bit of visible smoke. So we'd prefer not to have that, wouldn't we? Right then, so we've got the finished results, and this is what we're looking at: 190 horsepower, 407 newton meters. So good power and torque. what we're looking at here, I'll just simplify the graph a little bit, move the drag, the wheel, and we'll remove the brake horsepower as well. So we're just looking at torque at the moment. With a diesel vehicle, normally you're going to be looking at torque, gains in torque. So right from the moment that we do a power test, right at 1000 RPM, you've got gains of torque straight away. I'll put the cursor on there so we can see how much torque we gain at the bottom of the RPM as soon as we start the pull. So we're looking at a decent gain. So you've got what it makes now with the current mapping and what it did make when it came in. So a good little gain there. And as you rev the vehicle out, let's pick 1800 RPM, so you've got 50 Newton meters more. That's going from the stage 1 to stage, it's kind of stage 2/3, somewhere in between. We're not trying to rinse this one for every last bit of power it's got, but yeah, definitely good gains. Peak torque wise, yeah, you've got sort of 30, 40 Newton meters of torque, best part of. And yeah, but what the most important thing is, as you rev it out, it makes a lot more torque, another 50 Newton meters right at the top there. So it's going to feel stronger the more you rev this one out. Now, this one, it is a working vehicle. It does a lot of towing. Having a wider band of torque is going to make that life a lot more easier for the driver. So let's just take the cursor off there and we'll look at the horsepower to see what we've done there too. Oh, that's power at the wheels. So yeah, engine horsepower. So we're gaining absolutely everywhere, and we're a similar amount at the top. But most interestingly, to get the 190 brake, you don't have to rev it right out to the top. It's here. It's much sooner. So 3,500 RPM is where you're finding 190 horsepower. So good gains throughout. Let's bring all that information back on the screen again. So if you are new to the channel and you're not sure about this, you've got your drag, your power at the wheels is the blue, the orange is the torque, and the red is the engine horsepower. So some of you might be seeing 196 here. This 196 would be for those that are not using the environment. So we use the environment, so we make a calculation to adapt for humidity, air pressure, the environment temperatures, etc. So we have a weather station on our dyno. So yeah. Shall we have a look outside the workshop as well? What we got? This one, very interesting one here, all the way from Dubai. Yes, be rude not to feature this one when we're done. Tuning, diagnostics, some work on the brakes, some general repairs. Fitted a clutch to this one and a refurbished transfer box. Our 90, our 320 brake horsepower 90. You'd never believe it, would you? And 110. And our Freelander as well, so HQ, live tuning. Windy windows. It's funny that, because customer is just asking what does he do to fit electric windows in his 90 that's manual windows. And little plug for Pace Automotive, I believe they do a loom and an adapter kit. So we're just going for a road test now just to make sure that this drives nice, boosts well, fuel's okay, and just that everything's okay before we hand it over to the customer. So it is pretty much one of the most miserable days in Louth today. It is freezing cold. Whoa, that has got a lot of response. Oh, barely on the throttle. That's good. It's good news. So, yeah. Hey, fun fact: I know you're watching. The owner of this, he's a fan of the channel. So, thank you. very responsive. So yeah, initial thoughts, nice and responsive. Pretty much, I'm looking forward to, because we always offer a road test when we tune a customer's car. I'm looking forward to getting the feedback from our customer. Obviously it was already tuned by ourselves to stage 1, but since, you know, the intercooler has been upgraded and then the tune has been upgraded as well. So I think looking at the power graphs, he's going to notice a pretty big difference. So we'll just give this a good pull up this dual lane bypass in front of us. Just wait for this Toyota. And whatever you are, what's that? Right. So we'll give it a squirt out a second. It's very wet and slippy out, but here we go, second gear. And that is 60 miles an hour. As easy as that. And this is a big hill. This is a big hill. Third gear out the roundabout, full throttle. Nice and clean from the exhaust. Yeah. Okay, right, that's me back from the road test. Customer is out on the road test at the moment. I'm very confident that he's going to like that. That was a lot of fun, you know. I enjoyed that one. You know, turning what is a stage 1, a very highly powered stage 1, might I add, into a stage sort of 2/3 with the mods. So, you know what? If you're new to the channel, you don't know what's going to come next. If you're a regular, you know what's coming next. What oil did it leave on the dyno? Well, I cleaned the dyno before this one came on, so I'd say that's water. That is a bit of, I don't know what. And the transmission. So yeah, there's a little bit on the dyno, not as bad as some. Like I said, the day that I do get a really oily Defender, I'm calling you out, I'm having you for that. There's been a few Defenders here over the years that have left a right stink on the dyno, and guess who's left to clean that up? Yeah, me. Anyway, we'll wait for the customer to come back, see what he has to say. Will he come on the channel? Will he say hello? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. If not, I'll see you next time. Cheerio. Bye-bye.